First, the Department of Public Health will once again issue a stay-at-home advisory. This time, the advisory will be in effect from 10 p.m. to 5 a.m. Residents should stay home between these hours, with exceptions like going to work or to the grocery store. I've also signed an executive order that will require indoor recreation facilities, theaters, casinos, and virtually anything else that's open that's an entertainment venue to close at 9:30. It will also require restaurants to stop providing table service at 9:30, but they can continue to provide carryout. It will also shut down liquor sales at restaurants and at grocery stores and package stores and convenience stores at 9:30 p.m. We've also updated the gatherings order to reduce the gathering limit of private homes to 10 people for indoor gatherings and 25 people for outdoor gatherings. With limited exceptions, this order also requires that all gatherings inside, outside, and private homes or event venues need to end by 9:30. And finally, I've signed an updated face covering order. The new order requires everyone above the age of 5 to wear a face covering in public. We're making this clear for everyone. No more exceptions and no exemptions for when you can maintain social distance. It's our hope that this simpler, more straightforward rule becomes easier for the public to follow and easier for local officials to enforce this mandatory order this way. And these measures will go into effect at 12:01 a.m. on Friday, November 6th. These targeted measures are intended to reduce the number of opportunities and activities where people gather in groups and get them home with only members of their household. The intent is to cut down on the transmission that we all know is occurring in social gatherings. The most effective weapon against this virus, of course, remains personal responsibility. With these measures, it's our hope that we can encourage everyone to act responsibly and stay away from riskier activities, group, social activities, social interactions with people you're just too familiar with. I know there's a lot to keep in mind these days with all the orders that are changing and the states doing different things. But our message here is very simple. We can't afford to continue to do what we've been doing. Whenever possible, avoid gathering, no matter the location, with people outside your household. And when you do go out, wear a mask. And the last part, get tested. We have Stop the Spread testing sites in 18 communities available for free testing with a 2-day turnaround time. Many local communities are running free testing shops alongside or in conjunction with ours. There are many other sites to get tested if you check mass.gov/COVID-19. And when you get tested, you need to quarantine until you get the test results. Think about how far we've come since last spring. We've been able to build a whole bank of resources to fight COVID-19. We've been able to develop and execute a successful reopening for our economy to get people back to work. We've come up with a plan to safely reopen schools, which was endorsed by the Massachusetts version of the American Academy of Pediatrics. Today's proposals represent a targeted intervention that's meant to preserve our progress while correcting the dangerous trends that keep building. We believe that if people increase their vigilance, we have enough information and resources available to fight this virus. We want to do everything in our power to avoid reverting back to phase 1 or phase 2 of our reopening plan. But that requires us all to step up and make some changes. We encourage employers to continue to telework if they can. But young people need to stop having big house parties, and we're planning to talk with local officials about how we can work with them to prevent these events going forward. Folks need to postpone or rethink any indoor get-togethers like big birthday parties, baby showers, or watching football or some other big sports event with your neighbors. These are places where COVID spreads. Unregulated gatherings, even if they're small, where people let down their guard. If you're looking to go out, choose an activity or a place that follows our guidance to stop the spread of COVID-19. Right now, we're requesting that you make real sacrifices to keep our schools open, our economy operating, and our healthcare system functioning fully and without disruption. We also know how difficult this is, how hard the message is, and how unappreciated by many it may be. But it's important that we embrace these changes. We do need to adjust how we live and accept the responsibility that we all have every single day to fight COVID. And if we do it, we can and will stop the spread. How do I know that? I know that because we've done it before. And we can do it again because we know what works. We learned a lot since the beginning of this pandemic 10 months ago. We know schools, even in areas where transmission rates are high, can safely teach kids in person. And we must do everything in our power to ensure that children, especially those coming from families with low income and at-risk communities, have a safe, nurturing place that they can learn. We know that all kinds of businesses that make Massachusetts a great place to live and raise a family can be open to workers and the public with the right steps and rules in place. And we know how to kill this virus. Once again, it's time for the people of Massachusetts to step up for one another, to play by the rules and to fight the fight. But none of this can happen. Open schools, a working economy, safe and responsible recreation, if people ignore the rules that make it possible to stop the spread of the virus. We all need to show it the respect that it demands and to protect and preserve one of the finest healthcare systems you'll find anywhere in the world. It's time once again for us all to do our jobs.